Hi, everybody. Welcome to our channel. I'm Sharnice,
And I'm Eric.
and we're here to give you the 15 things you must know before you book your next trip on the Carnival Legend. Stay tuned.
Number one, there is no courtesy flush on the Carnival Legend. So, whenever you need to go to the restroom, remember you cannot courtesy flush. The button is behind the toilet seat.
Yeah, that really caused for some super ick factors because if you're there trying to do your business, and even if it's not a courtesy flush, after you've done what you need to do, you kind of have to like fish your hand around the back of the seat. And you're not at home, it's not your own space, so it just gives you a little bit of the ick. So that's definitely one to be aware of.
Number two, water beds. Water beds are not only a thing of the past. On the Carnival Legend, the bed definitely feels like a water bed. Sometimes when the ship is rocking, you can feel it. And so if you have any motion sickness, it might be good to make sure you bring Dramamine or something of that nature.
Yeah, we saw quite a few people on the ship who had these circular patches right behind their ear, and they said that that helped them with the feelings of motion sickness. So just make sure that you keep that in mind if you're getting ready to take a cruise.
Exactly. Number three, just because you can bring it doesn't mean you should. I'm talking about the beverages. If you can bring a 12 pack of soda, that's great if you're going to drink it. But a lot of times you realize you're out in the dining hall, you're at the buffet, you might pick a drink up from there, you might get your tea or lemonade there, and you end up with a fridge full of sodas that you never use, and unfortunately, you need to leave them on the ship because you have a flight back on the day of the disembarkation.
Yeah, this happened to us. So we didn't even bring a 12 pack. I think we brought 8 canned sodas.
Exactly.
And I don't think we drank half of though. Make sure if you're going to take it, you're actually going to drink it.
Exactly. Number four, the buffet closes when the buffet closes. Unfortunately, I experienced a couple times where I was just a few minutes late. And unfortunately, if you're a few minutes late, there's no food. Sure, there's always the pizza place and there's always, something else, guys, burgers, or something to grab. But if you're looking for the buffet and you're after the buffet closing time, the food will be gone. They will clean up. They will be done. So just be prepared if you're thinking that I want to go to the buffet and I want to eat and I want to eat something other than pizza or burgers. Make sure you pay attention to the times that the buffet is open so that you have an opportunity to get the food that you're looking for.
And I would just add to that from my point of view, I felt like the Truffles main dining hall was much better and far exceeded the buffet. Yes, that's where you have to pick your dining time if you want to be an early diner or a late diner, but you get to sit down, it's more restaurant style, and you are served. I felt like even though the meals were the same options, it was a little better quality, it was always hot, and you could order multiple entrees and multiple appetizers if you wanted. So if you're looking for a little bit of an elevated experience, again, pretty much the same food, but just seems to have a little bit more quality, definitely do the Truffles restaurant instead.
Number five, power banks are a must. So if you ever traveled and you needed a place to charge your phone and you couldn't find an outlet, this is the exact experience you're going to have on your Carnival ship. There's only one power outlet in the room. If you don't have a power bank, you might find yourself needing a charge in the middle of the day or in the middle of the night. What we did was we brought a large power bank as well as chargers that we could plug in, but we were able to use those power banks near the we were able to use those power banks near our bed. And although there are chargers on the beds in each of the lamps, unfortunately, if you pay attention to any of the cybersecurity warnings, using those type of USB outlets can sometimes come at a risk. And so we choose to use power banks instead. And so we make sure that we're protected and also have access to power overnight. Number six, internet service. Yes, you can use your phone, but unfortunately, internet service on your phone, on your own cell phone, it's not high quality. We use AT&T, and T, and unfortunately, it was non-existent. We paid for it. We had our international package, but unfortunately, the internet on your AT&T plan on the ship is not of good quality. So you definitely need a Wi-Fi plan. Now, what that Wi-Fi plan looks like for you is dependent on you as a user. And so if you need a lot, you might go for the premium package. But if you just need to check Facebook or something, they have lower packages that are at least a little bit more economical for you.
All right, number seven. Again, we're talking about the 15 must know things before you cruise on the Carnival Legend. So, we just got back a little bit, like more like a week ago from our cruise. And one of the things that I love to do on vacation is get in the water. Eric knows I love the pool, I love the beach, I love the hot tub. I could stay there all day long. So I was looking forward to being in the hot tub. I was looking forward to being in the pool. Come to find out, there were only two hot tubs on the Carnival Legend. Only two that are accessible. Now, if you go into the spa and you pay for spa time, there are probably additional hot tubs there. But we're talking about the free and accessible hot tubs that are available to all. There were only two. So there's one in Serenity, which is the adults only area that's on the back of deck 9, the Lido deck. So again, adults only, very nice, but it's not a very huge hot tub. I would say comfortably, it could probably um, seat 4 to 5 comfortably. We had days where we had 10 to 12 in there, so it can be done, but it's not the most comfortable thing. And honestly, I was a little frustrated. I would have expected that Carnival would have had a bigger hot tub. The second hot tub that's available on the Carnival Legend is also on deck 9, but it is in the kids area. So adults are in there, but kids can also come in that hot tub. And a lot of times they want to jump in. You know it's not deep enough. So it's just a different vibe. Maybe if you're a parent and you're cruising with your children and you want to keep an eye on them while they're in the pool, it's very nice and convenient to be in the hot tub that's in the kids area. But if you're traveling like we are with no kids and you want to stay in the Serenity area in the adults only area, just take note that that hot tub is very small. Pools that are accessible to everyone for free outside of the spa, I believe there were three regular pools. Again, two of those are available in the kids area and only one in the adults only area. So just keep that in mind if you love the water like I do. There's not a lot of pools and hot tubs. All right, the number eight thing that you need to know if you're getting ready to cruise, not only for Carnival Legend, but any of the Carnival ships, you cannot get into your room until 1:30. So on the first day of your cruise, when everyone gets on board, you've gone through all of the processes to get on board. Your porter's going to bring your luggage to your room. Your room will not be available until 1:30. So if you want to get on board and immediately get into the water, or if you want to get on board and immediately change, you want to make sure that you bring an extra bag that you physically are going to carry onto the ship. Because again, even when your room is available at 1:30, your luggage might not be there. So don't bank on that at 1:30 or as soon as you get on the ship, you're going to be able to get into the water or do certain things. That is not the case. However, the bars are open, the restaurants are open, so you can go there. They will scan and use your boarding pass to confirm if they need to charge things to your room, if you get a specialty coffee or eat at a specialty restaurant, you can still do those things. The ship is open, it's active, but you cannot get into your room until 1:30. So make sure that you plan accordingly.
And alongside of that, I would suggest that you consider how much your bag weighs that you're going to
Mm,
carry onto the ship. You're going to be responsible for that bag until your room is ready.
yeah.
So please keep that in mind. While you think about roller bags that are your carry ons, those are probably already what you dropped off to your porter. But this is a bag that you're likely to carry on your backpack, on your back. So go ahead and keep that in mind. Keep weight in mind.
All right, number 9. So if you haven't already, make sure that you go and you watch our full tour of the Carnival Legend, which also includes a room tour of our room, which is 8178. But one of the things to know when you look at this ship and you look at our room, Carnival Legend is a dated ship. It's not brand new. It's in great condition, but you can tell once you get on board that it is a little bit dated. And so with that, once you're in your private room and you see the bathroom, you might get a little bit of the ick. I did, especially when I looked at the bathroom. The shower, and we'll try to drop in some pictures here, but the shower doesn't have a sliding glass door. It doesn't have a frame or anything to close off. It kind of has this curtain that kind of bubbles out. And I thought, looking at it, first entering our cabin, our room, that it was going to be a really tight and small space. It's going to be very confined. Surprisingly, that was not the case, just because that shower rod and curtain kind of go out and bubble out around the shower. It does give you a little bit of extra room. But just know the bathroom is not the greatest, and I think our very first tip is what Eric alluded to, is that if you do have to use the restroom, whether it's in your room or anywhere on the ship, all of the toilets are the same, where they have the button to flush behind the toilet seat. So if you're sitting down, you are going to have to reach back behind the toilet seat to be able to push that button. Again, it gives you a little bit of the ick, but there are worse things. All right, number 10. We have cruised twice now with
Yes.
Carnival, and we really enjoy Carnival. And one of the things that we always look forward to is the Love and Marriage show. The past cruise we were on, it happened the night before we docked back at San Francisco, and it was amazing. It's about an hour show on every cruise that we're on, and they pick 3 couples from the audience. They're not pre-selected, and they kind of ask them all of these weird and personal questions, and so it's just very, very entertaining. If you have not gone to the Love and Marriage show before, I would highly recommend it. It is adults only, just because you don't know what's going to be said in that room. So they do ask you to leave children under the age of 18 uh, out, and I think that's a pretty good call. But the show is very entertaining. Highly, highly recommend.
I would definitely co-sign that.
All right, number 11. What we're going to talk about right now is the casino on the Carnival Legend. All of your Carnival cruise ships have a casino, but one of the things that I want you to know about the casino on the Carnival Legend, and I'm pretty sure this is the case for all of them, you have to play with cash or with your sign and sale card. Now, for us, gambling with your sign and sale card is a little risque because you can't really keep track of how much you're spending. So, what I would recommend is getting cash and using the casino in that way. However, if you have anything left over once you've played slots on a certain machine, they do ask you to put in your sign and sale card. That way, they can put the extra uh, dollars or cents on that card and you can transfer it to a new machine. So just keep that in mind. Have cash, but you will have to insert your sign and sale card. All right, number 12. So again, we took the Carnival Legend from San Francisco. We had one stop in Ensenada. This was a 4-day cruise.
A fortnight.
4-night cruise, thank you. And then once we left Ensenada, we went straight back to San Francisco. So we only stopped at one port, which was Ensenada. We did a tour at the Valley of Guadalupe, and we toured a vineyard, and it was beautiful. Now, when we got off the plane, it was very cold. We weren't expecting that. And we thought that as we were on the cruise ship traveling towards Mexico, that it would get a little bit warmer. That was not the case. So we were really concerned when we docked in Ensenada because the sky was overcast. It was looking a little gray. It wasn't like bright and sunny and what we might normally think of for Mexico. However, the Valley of Guadalupe, where we had our excursion and the vineyard tour, was about 40 minutes from the port in Ensenada. And the weather changed completely. And they said that that's completely normal. It was at least 10, maybe 12, 15 degrees warmer. It was
Exactly.
about 80 degrees there, maybe a little bit higher than 80. It was warm and a sunny day. We've got a video that shows you the tour of the vineyard, and you can see the weather, you can see the outdoor and the exterior, and it's just beautiful. So just know, if you're taking that cruise ship and you're going to stop at Ensenada and you are interested in the vineyard tour at the Valley of Guadalupe, that you are going to have very beautiful weather.
Exactly.
All right, number 13. So we were in room 8178 on the Carnival Legend. It was extended
Extended balcony.
extended balcony cabin. Very nice room. We really enjoyed the balcony. It was very beautiful. Right above the eighth floor is the ninth floor, and that's the Lido deck. The Lido deck has your buffet, it has your pools, it has the spa, it has the adults only area, it has several bars. There's a lot of music going out by the pool. There are a lot of people up there congregating, having a good time. There are a lot of kids running around. If you are the type of person that likes to stay in your room in the middle of the day, maybe stay in the bed and take a nap, catch some sleep. If you're on the eighth floor, you're probably going to hear just a little bit of commotion just from all of the activities that are happening on the ninth floor. We did not spend that much time in the room in the middle of the day. In the evenings, I don't think it's as bad because most people are at the casino, they're at a show, they're at dinner, they're doing different things, especially once it becomes dark outside. So it wasn't a problem for us in the evenings, but if you are looking to take a nap in the middle of the day, you may hear some of the activities from the eighth floor and especially from room 8178 on the Legend.
And definitely, if you're in the room, if anything, you're going to hear the vibration. You're going to hear
Mm-hmm.
the vibrations of the music. So the bass in the music, you're definitely going to hear that. It's going to be somewhat noisy in your room. But again, if you don't stay in your room and you go out and have a good time, there's nothing to worry about. Have a good time. Enjoy your time on the ship.
Absolutely, you should. All right, number 14. We're getting close to the end. Number 14. So I heard consistently, unsolicited and solicited, that the bar on deck two, which is the Alchemy Bar, had the best drinks. I think they had several different concoctions and mixtures, and it was always crowded when we walked through to get to the main dining room. I would say all throughout the day, nighttime, it was consistently packed and crowded. So if you're looking for a good drink, looking for a strong drink, word on the street is Deck 2 Alchemy Bar is where you want to be. All right, number 15. We're down to our final tip if you are going to cruise on the Carnival Legend. And that tip is really take time on your first or second day to tour the full ship. It's a beautiful ship, and there are a lot of things ducked off in corners. Again, we give you a full tour of the ship and another video. It'll be linked below. Make sure that you check that out. They have a lot of cool areas, and some of them are quiet. They're kind of off the beaten path. There's an enchanted, is it like the enchanted
Enchanted
forest?
Forest. Yeah.
And it's got windows and it's very quiet. There's no music and it wraps around. It's on both sides of the ship. They have a very nice specialty coffee and donut shop. I think on deck two or deck three, and it has a little sitting area nearby. So there are some really cute and cool places. And then on deck, I think 10 or 11, they've got basketball, they've got the ping pong tables, they've got miniature golf. So really take your time, walk around the ship, get to know where everything is. I would hate for you to get to the end of your cruise and not even realize that there was another amenity that you could have taken advantage of that you didn't get to just because you didn't know that it was there. So take your time, walk around the ship, check out our tour in the upcoming video, and have a good time on your cruise. Be safe, have fun. Peace.